Today I'm speaking to Barry Scott, MD of Fulcrum Collections, and we will be talking about the Fulcrum AirCollect. Hi Barry, good to see you.
Morning, morning, Renette. Thank you very much.
Tell us about this exciting product that you've just launched.
Thank you, Renette. I'm going to share a presentation quickly just because it makes it easier to get grips with what we're talking about today. So what I'm showing you is a picture of our legacy collections model. So if you go back to previous broker collections, the way it was always done, we would debit an account into a Fulcrum bank account, and a premium would sit in a Fulcrum bank account. Out of that, we'd pay the commission to the brokers based upon an instruction from the brokers, and up to 45 days later, we'd pay the net premium to the insurance company. And this is the way it's always worked. It's been like this for 300 years. In fact, that's how premium collection was managed in the broker outsourced space. Now, over time, we realized as we grew in size, eventually we sort of believed that insurers would get to the point where they saw the total value of premium collected into our bank account and others becoming a risk to them, a perceived risk to them because of the volume of premium coming into these outsourced bank accounts. So we decided to change our model, which I'm going to show you the picture of now, to Fulcrum CollectDirect. So we were the first to launch this model around 5 years ago. And what we simply did in that model is substitute our bank account with an insurer bank account. So premium would come from individuals to an insurer bank account. We'd still pay the com across to the brokers. And effectively, what was left in the insurer bank account was net premium due to the insurer. So effectively, it was simply the same as the old legacy process. It's just simply a different bank account that we're collecting into. So this had the effect of mitigating the risk for insurance companies because there was no external bank account that premiums would be collected into. But it didn't achieve very much for us from an efficiency point of view because it was still very much a multi-step process. So you debit an individual account, pay into a bank account, wait for a common instruction to pay commission across, reconcile net premiums there using broker bordereaux. So multiple step process, quite complex, having to balance bank accounts, etc. So we started to look for a more efficient process of doing premium collections, but still to maintain the risk mitigation that we've got. We come up with a view which said, wouldn't it be great if we could debit once and actually split the premium in the air, as it were. So not hit any bank account, but split in the air and end up going into individual bank accounts. So it's kind of a concept that we came up with, which we called AirCollect, kind of split in the air, as it were. And eventually that became the product name when we found a way to do it. So last year we found a bank that could actually do this for us, and I'm going to show you what AirCollect looks like then now. So AirCollect, sort of very similar in concept, but quite different in detail. So in the legacy world, we get a single debit order file, which would say, here's the policyholder name, bank account information, amount to be, total value to be collected. We would load it into our system and go and draw the cash from the accounts. Under AirCollect, we get what we call a composite debit order file. So that includes information about the value to be debited, but all the amounts, but the actual makeup of that total premium, including who the insurer is, the value of the net premium, the value of the broker commission, any VAPs in place. So then we load that composite debit order file onto a bank switch. It's not a bank account, it's actually a bank switch, joint bank switch between ourselves and Mercantile Bank. So what happens is that bank switch then goes and draws the debit from the policyholder bank account, but that premium doesn't hit an account, it hits a sort of GL-based switch. And that switch then knows who all the parties to be credited are, and it takes the total value of premium and splits it up into its different component parts, and will send the net premium to an insurer bank account, or single or many insurer bank accounts if it's co-insurance. It'll send the com across to a broker account. It'll send any VAP portions across to the VAP parties. And only when it hits those accounts, those are actually physical bank accounts, whereas this is simply a switch. So what we've achieved now is effectively a single transaction which creates a single debit, but multiple credits all wrapped up into one transaction. So there's no staging bank accounts, there's no need for bordereaux anymore, there's no need for commission payment instructions from the brokers. Net result is insurers get net premium into their account, brokers immediately get common to their account, and VAPs immediately get their portion into their account. So we've taken what's effectively was previously a multiple step process with reconciliations and instructions along the way. It could take days and days to transact all the stuff and effectively balance the different values in the insurer accounts. We've created now a much simpler process. We get a single debit order file with all the detailed information in it, and in a single transaction now we've created what was effectively a much more complex and multiple transaction process before. Now, of course, insurers love the idea because all the data around the total collections for them sits inside this GL-based switch here, and they immediately can get access to all the information about the total collections, down to the granular level. So if you debit my account 1,000 Rand and 150 Rand has come to broker, the insurers can see that. Barry Scott was debited 1,000 Rand and the broker took 150 Rand commission, leading 850 Rand in the insurer bank account. All that granular information is now available to the different insurers. So we've achieved a single-step process out of a multi-step process, far simpler, far quicker, far neater, no intermediate transactions along the way. Yeah, it's from our point of view, we've achieved efficiency and risk mitigation, which was what we wanted to set out to achieve before.
This is absolutely a game changer, and I think the most important part and the biggest part I like is that it's completely risk-free.
Yes.
Was there any additional costs that you had to for any of the parties because of this process, or has that remained the same?
So obviously Fulcrum had to start from scratch in terms of a brand new system. So not a single line of code is carried across from our legacy world into AirCollect. So we started developing the new system in August last year. So of course we've incurred the cost of building the new system. But from our partner point of view, insurers, brokers, VAPs, it's exactly the same price before with our CollectDirect and legacy world. So no additional cost to our partners, but great efficiency gains, improved cash flows, much more data, and no extra cost.
I had quite a lot of questions, but you physically answered every single one of them in your explanation.
That's great.
It's a clear process. It's absolutely beneficial to all parties, and I cannot see why everyone will not flock to use the AirCollect system. Where are you positioned in the market? Do you see yourself, FAnews, we always like to see ourselves as the leaders. Fulcrum, where do you fit in?
So we are the largest outsourced premium collection company in the market at the moment. We have partnerships with all of the insurance companies and a large number of brokers. And we do believe with this AirCollect model, we'll obviously look to expand our market base. We have a long pipeline of new customers looking to Fulcrum now because of AirCollect. We're busy rolling it out now. So we started pilot testing in August this year with a single insurer, single broker. We ran pilot testing for 2 months. Being a brand new system, we had to make sure it worked properly. So 2 months of pilot testing. We stepped up pilot testing to 2 insurers, 2 brokers during September, October, and we're now busy testing with more insurers. And from January onwards, we want to hit the market with a mass rollout. I think it'll probably take a year to roll out all of our insurer and broker partners. We don't want to rush it, but by end of next year, we would like all of our business across on AirCollect and no more legacy collections going through the system.
Brokers is an important part for FAnews, an important audience for us. It's our main audience. What would you tell brokers? Why move to Fulcrum AirCollect?
Thanks, Renette. Interesting question. We believe that this is the most efficient way of doing premium collection. If you look at the legacy world with multiple bank accounts and multi-stage process, it was complex, lots of reconciliation to be done, lots of information passing up and down in terms of bordereaux and commission payment instructions and balancing books thereafter. In this new world, it's a single debit file upload, and immediately everybody's got their cash, no reconciliations required, no bordereaux required, no com payment instructions. So we think the brokers will see massive efficiency gains, as will insurers. So we do know in our testing so far that brokers are already seeing those efficiency gains. And most brokers we've spoken to so far, in terms of how we're going to roll it out to them, say, wow, they can't wait for it, because they just love the concept of moving into an environment where it's a single-step process, not a complex multi-step process. So if you want efficiency in your processes, this is the way to go from our point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything is about making it easier, making it more streamlined, making it risk-free, so that we can all, at the end of the day, treat our customers fairly, make sure we can rule out any fraud or anything that might possibly go wrong. And with a transaction like this, it makes it so simple and streamlined. So well done, Fulcrum.
Thank you, Renette. Appreciate it.
I think you've answered all my questions. Your explanations was very good. We've done a profile in the FAnews November edition on the AirCollect product. So if any of our readers would like to know more or read more, please read page 24 in the FAnews November edition, which is digital and print. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your launch journey as well, and we're excited to spread the word with you.
Thanks, Renette. Always nice to chat.